Tough loss in Frisco. There is a website, PackersWire.usatoday.com, that lists 15 missed opportunities.
Oh, really?
They run down the list. And it was a game of missed opportunities for this Packers team because they really did outplay the 49ers for most of that game.
Yeah, they did. I mean, 2 series in the red zone that lead to field goals.
Blown
they got
trips.
it to the 11 twice, and then failed on the 4th down. And Darnell Savage had a game he's going to have a hard time living with. Dropped the pick. And that was 6 in the first half. First series, Packers could have jumped on them 10-0. Might have changed the complexion of the game. Got caught with George Kittle in man coverage and lost. 32-yard touchdown. Had Christian McCaffrey all alone in the hole. 5-yard run became a 36-yard touchdown when he missed the tackle. The interceptions obviously were costly for Love. The first one more than the second because that pretty much ended the ball game in what would have been a very tough situation. And Anders obviously wide left, 12 missed kicks in his last 12 games. Not good.
And Keyshawn Nixon with the dropped pick opportunity as well in that game. I mean, again, missed opportunities. The opportunities were there, and Coach LaFleur talked a lot about that after the game. The ops were there for us, just didn't happen.
This finish. This team struggled. They got to 2-5 because they couldn't finish games. They had leads late in a bunch of those and could not finish. Figured it out how to finish as the season went on. And then some of the same things that afflicted them early caught them at the end.
And as you mentioned, Jordan Love with a couple of interceptions, mistakes that he had not been making for months. He made at some crucial moments against the 49ers.
Line behind to Tucker on a crossing route. I don't know what he was thinking on the last one, to tell you the truth. I think, the pressure of the moment. We're talking, Elite 8 stuff here. We're talking trips to conference championship games. You get out of sorts a little bit, and he did on that last throw. That had no chance whatsoever to Christian Watson.
Yeah, better to throw that one away and just get to the next down.
It was a first down snap, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he had room to run. He had throw it away. Brock Purdy could throw it away in the pocket right before the touchdown, and nothing got called there. But anyway.
Right, you're right.
And I know Aaron Jones had a face mask grab, all these little things. Yeah. But play to play, I still think Packers were very much the equal of the mighty 49ers, and that bodes well for this team. I don't think there's any question. They got way farther than everyone dreamed, but dreams die hard.
Man, and Brock Purdy just did not look very good for most of that game, but gets that big 12-play drive, the big touchdown you need. He's able to manufacture that.
Yeah, he made a really tough throw, and Ayuk made a really good catch for a first down with Nixon on him. That was, I think, one of the key plays of that drive. And then, obviously, Christian McCaffrey's awfully good. And, he was able to finish it off. It almost looked like Terrell Davis's let's open the floodgates, let them score kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
With Holmgren in the
Broncos
Super Bowl
game,
32 thing. That's what I was thinking when I saw it, because that hole was really big. And he walked on in to give the Packers a minute left to try and get into field goal range. But even if they would have got into field goal range, I think everybody would have been chewing their fingernails to the bloodline.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Anders Carlson has taken a lot of heat from fans for another missed kick.
Let's go easy.
41-yarders.
Yeah, I just mentioned Savage. He had a far worse game than Anders Carlson did, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just with Carlson, missed kick in 10 of his final 12 games, each of his final 5 games, and when the difference is 3 points.
It's 3 points. That's what ultimately matters.
Exactly.
That's what people are going to look at.
In a playoff scenario, those kicks matter a lot.
I know.
They do.
They do. I'm not going to excuse the miss. That was only 41 yards. But again, that would have stretched the lead. It wouldn't have won the game or lost the game. It was tough. They still had chances to win even after that miss. Get a stop, fellas. Get a stop. And all of the other things that happened prior to the kick. To lay it all on the youngster is a bit unfair.
So moving in now, looking into the offseason, I mean, what do you think the chatter around these guys is going to be?
Just how this young collection grew into a legitimate playoff. They were a legitimate playoff team.
Yeah.
They were one of the best 8 teams in the league at the end of the season. I think that will carry them far. I think Preston Smith delivered an address in the locker room, says, look, we were this close to a championship. We've got to take a championship mindset into the first day of OTAs when we get back. And if we do that, we might find ourselves back in this position. But then again, General Manager Brian Gutekunst has got a few things to contemplate this offseason, like $31 million for David Bakhtiari, like the safety position. Well, they got to figure something out there. Maybe the kicker. What do you do about Aaron Jones? He's got a huge cap number, but man, the way he was going at the end, 5 straight 100-yard games, you almost got to bring him back either on a restructure or some sort of situation like that. They got to have a big contract for Jordan Love. That's going to happen. It was reported over the weekend, but it won't happen until May. So let's sit tight on that. He'll get his due. I think the Packers are ready to commit to this kid.
You have to.
I think so.
Yeah.
He proved himself.
Yeah.
And so there's a few other guys that I think are going to be, hard deliberations. And A.J. Dillon, like I said, maybe a Savage. A couple other guys, Devondre Campbell. What are you going to do there? But offensively, I think they're in great shape. That young offensive line did well. Yeah, Nick Bosa and those guys, what are they? I don't know if they sacked them again. I gotta have to look at the stats, but I don't think they gave up another sack in that game. Amazing how they performed. The kids at receiver are great. The young tight ends look promising. I mean, the Carl Brookses and Colby Woodens have added depth to the defensive line. Lucas Van Ness is going to step into a bigger role. That rookie class was fantastic. So draft smart, be prudent on some of those key free agents, and I think this will be a team that's going to has something to say in 2024.
Future is very bright, that's for sure. And we'll talk a lot about it tonight. 5th quarter, 6-7 live over at the Narrow Bridge Plate and Pour
show. We're going to have a blast to talk everything that went on this season. Certainly a lot from Santa Clara on Saturday night. We got some big-time finale prizes to give away to our fans who will be coming out all season long. So stop on by tonight at the Bridge.
All right. Thank you, Mark.